This sucks. Oh, he's supposed to be hard. I got robbed of my crit stuff. No, that's gotta stay there. Let's get some health. What are the odds? Not good. The stupid hook. That stupid hook. Definitely burning and healing and regenerating a lot. I think we have a problem here. God, I know we do.
What am I going to enchant? Probably the bayonet. Yeah. Interesting. Guess. Right, forgot I had those. That wouldn't have helped me in the last fight anyway. Conceivable. Not anymore. Well, 8, 17. No, if I reroll, I can't afford a gold. I'm pretty sure I can beat this guy because I remember he freezes all. Freezes. Oh, no, that was a different guy. $36.75 health. base. What does he offer me? Not much. I think we need to go for it. I'm taking too many bronzes this run. That's going to be a massive problem. I'll take a 20% cooldown on eels. But yeah, we're not. This isn't gonna last. Why did I always botch that event. Well, whose will be faster? Mine. All right. 5 and 5. Not the worst I've ever done. We want to transform something? No, we're not. Let's get an aquatic item. Oh, that's funny. I mean, the only thing we're going to here for is money, so... I think the Volcus Enforcer is also bad against my build. First 3 times you shield each fight, freeze an item. Yeah, I only got 2 items to freeze, so that's out of the question if I want any chance to win. I want that skill. I want the juggler skill from this guy. When you use a small item, charge a large item for a second. So this can be quick. Please? Oh, man. Okay. That's very, very, very helpful. Let's just get loot. Upgrade us. Okay. That's actually pretty good. That'll give us an extra 30%. That's hey Darkstar, I guarantee you'd win. I haven't picked up a Street Fighter game in many years. I want to give you an estimate on how many years, but I don't think I have one. Many years, so you'd win that. Let's... Come on, eels. Oh, those are all... that's too bad. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Interesting. Then why would... I guess Street Fighter 6 is that the only one that's online, I guess? Who's your fighter of choice from Street Fighter 2? Come on. No, it's not gonna do me any good. Oh, you're talking, what was that, Tournament Edition? Because the original Street Fighter 2, you couldn't play as Sagat. So did I say Tournament? I think I meant Turbo Edition. I was a Ryu guy too. Although, of course, when I was a kid, I called it Ryu because I didn't know better. Ryu or Guile, I think were my two. Yeah. Oh, sweet. I thought you hadn't played Street Fighter 6. I'm confused. That's how my fights should be going. That's a new skin. Nice. Man, I've not been a console player in so long. The last console I purchased was a Xbox 360. I never got a PS3 or 4 or 5 or the new Xbox or anything. Sweet. Wasn't paying attention, and we won. I remember Zangief being so... I don't know if he was tough to play as on the SNES version. I remember he was boring to play as, because he was one of the only ones that didn't have a projectile. Even Blanca had like his spinny across, he could projectile himself, but everybody else had some kind of like magical projectile. Drag. Yeah, let's upgrade the eels. Any particular reason why you just kind of lost interest? Yeah. That was my focus for a long time. I'm trying to make myself play or diversify a little bit. Hence what we're doing here and now. Let's transform this and see what it turns into. No. Can we beat the building? Oh, okay. That's a good reason. Wow. Would the prolonged playing like cause you pain or discomfort or just? Yeah, a Wii is something I had too. Yes, we can fight the district. Yeah. I want to say I can relate, but right now I'm fortunate enough to not be able to. For a long time I did, though. No, don't want those. Don't want those. That's a series I never got into. I got into the Resident Evil series pretty hard, but I never got into Silent Hill. That was my next question. That's probably going to help, yeah. How many are in that series? Those are tempting, but I don't think so. Those are very tempting, but I think we can just take what we got. Interesting. That's a lot of shield he's got. Whoa. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Starting over. The main series goes up to 4, but there's some off series, so like 9. Oh my! I didn't know it rivaled Resident Evil to that degree. I had no idea there were that many. Yeah, I play excuse me, I played the crap out of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4. And I've watched so much content on the remakes of all three of those that I haven't actually had the need to buy them or play them myself. I've basically played them already. But I've heard there's no official release notice, but I've heard they're remaking Code Veronica X, which I will absolutely pay money for and play on the channel for sure. I loved that one too. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I have no good reason why I didn't get into Silent Hill. If I like Resident Evil, I'm sure it's right up my alley. What are we going with now? None of my and that when it first came out, Silent Hill, none of my friends were playing it, which is I'm sure a big reason why I didn't get into it. A lot of us just played what each other had. I'm gonna try the gold tier. Yeah, Code Veronica was a really good game. I really like that one, and I've seen what they've done with the remakes of 2, 3, and 4. And what I've been reading is that they said Code Veronica won't be quite on the level of 4, but kind of like 2 and 3. Like more because there's more horror in Silent Hill games. Yeah, it's not a zombie outbreak. It's more about isn't it like supernatural horror kind of thing? Is Silent Hill the one with the pyramid heads? Yeah, let's get 20 across the board. Okay. I guess we'll do a weapon span run. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know any of my friends when that series started that had that game. We'll leave it there. Yes. Yeah, so I think I said supernatural, didn't I? That's what I meant. Yeah, that does sound right. I think I meant to say psychological, not supernatural. All right, we're doing a burn weapon run. Let's get a small weapon, actually. A stupid grappling hook. And I mean, I have no authority on the subject, but when it comes to like Resident Evil, that's kind of, even as a kid, that's kind of what appealed to me, is the fact that it's not an action bullet spamming bloodfest. You kind of had to really treat it like an actual survival horror game. You weren't guaranteed. You found ammo in some weird places, but you weren't guaranteed. You had no idea when you were going to get more ammo. And you first played it, I'm sure so many of us, and myself included, would just kill every zombie and thing in our way. And then we get halfway through the game and we're like, well, we're screwed. Okay. Yeah, that would... Oh my god. My chat just filled up. Hi, the hotfix, now who is the strongest character? Good question. I appreciate the question. I'm not necessarily an authority on who's balanced and who's not. I only play Vanessa so far. But as far as who I played against, I don't think I could say with any real authority who's the strongest. Dooley's pretty good now. I know Dooley was super strong for like a month last year or early this year with the monitor lizard and everything. And then they nerfed him all to hell. So he's kind of back now, I think. Hey, Scott. I'm trying something new. Sort of. I know I'm all about nostalgia, but I really like the Bazaar, and I tried streaming yesterday, and it was a huge success, so we're back. Yeah, I would prefer a survival horror game with a much more balanced resource distribution. Oh, Darkstar's looking for spoilers. Yeah, hey man, I'd love to show you what this game's all about. How would I explain this game to someone who is more of a platformer enthusiast? Whenever I try and teach a new game to someone, I always, or teach anything to someone, or give them the gist of something. I always that I was so I'm disoriented because I'm not used to actually having a live chat. So thanks everyone for asking the questions, and I'm going to answer every single one of them. Yeah. So, Scott, are you at all familiar with like deck builders or anything like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering? or any kind of auto battlers. Fong Li, sorry, I forgot your name wrong. Yes, and the drill needed to get nerfed hard because everyone finds that one item that on a character then just like this hones in on it, and yeah. Hey, fair enough. So, okay. Basis of this game is there's no real story. It's a game where you assemble. It's an engine builder. So you assemble these pieces. Actually, just started, so it's a pretty good time for you to check in. It's called the Bazaar for one thing. So you're at this like exotic bazaar as a character. And you collect pieces of loot and gear and items and that kind of thing, and then you put them on your battle mat in front of you here. And each of them have I'll pull up the cannon here. So each of them has a cooldown. So it's an auto battler because you're basically assembling. It's not a deck of cards per se. It's more like you're assembling. An engine is really the best metaphor I can put. Like you're assembling pieces of an engine to work together and fire off each other, buff each other, and then at the end of each, there's 6 stages to each day. At the end of each day, you basically take on another player's board, made up of possibly three different characters in the game, and they have their own selection of cards that they use. And it's an auto battler, which means every item has a cooldown. So the cannon, for example, every 5 seconds, the cannon will activate or fire. And it will do 60 damage to my opponent and inflict 4 burn. The lighter is a smaller item. It goes up every 3 seconds and inflicts 2 burn. It's not quite as good. The grappling hook here goes up every 7 seconds, deals 32 damage, and also slows one of my opponent's items for 2 seconds. As we progress, and if you hang around and check things out, you'll see like there are perfect example. There's certain items are like when you slow something, this item gains like 20 damage, or every time you use a weapon from your board, this happens. So it's so much. There's so many moving parts, and there's so many things to be aware of, but for my brain, like it checks all the boxes about like there's a lot of math involved, there's percentages, there's like it's important how you rearrange the items on your mat because some items say, you know, when you activate the item to the right of this happens, that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of RNG, a lot of luck, which is true, but and there's a whole economy. They call it the Bazaar because a big part of the game is managing your money, and you go to different shops all the time. I'm in a shop right now. You buy and sell things all the time. Sometimes when you buy something, it buffs one of your items. There's just a whole lot going on. That's the basis of. That's about as generic as I can make it, really. How the game actually works is you have like prestige is your life. So the game occurs in hours and days. At the end of each day, you'll fight another player board. If you lose to the player board, you will lose as much prestige as the number of days it is. So if I lost at the end of day 2, I'll lose 2 prestige. As soon as you lose all your prestige, you're down to your last chance, and then if you lose one more player fight, then the game's over. Thank you. If you win, so there's also 2 modes to the game. There's normal mode and ranked mode. Normal mode is basically for everybody. It's kind of practice mode, training mode, learning mode, that kind of thing. Ranked mode is you get 1 ranked ticket per day, but you can also earn ranked tickets by opening chests, which come as rewards from accomplishing like daily and weekly goals, like sell 100 items as a weekly goal. You get experience points for that, and then you can unlock loot chests, and then those open up and you get ranked tickets from that and that kind of thing. You can also put money into this game. You can pay like a monthly subscription fee to get access to newer items as they get released by the developer. That's a little bit of a hazy area. You don't have to pay $1. You don't have to pay a single cent to do well at this game. This is a free to play, and it's not a pay to win. And I'll touch very briefly on the fact that I've been playing this since like November of last year, while it was like pre-release beta kind of thing, and the whole time people were loving this game and just enjoying it so much. And the developer was promising the whole time that once it was released full bore, it was going to be 100% free to play. And then they released it, and it was not. There was a subscription fee. It basically was pay to win. You could play for free, but if you didn't pay, you were probably going to get your butt kicked. And there was insane, overwhelming pushback to the developers. Like Discord even created its own like channel, or created its own sub channel on the Bazaar Discord that was just everyone complaining about the monetization. Like it was, and there was thousands and thousands and thousands of people really upset about it. So it got totally fixed, and now they're on like a seasonal base. I think it's every 3 to 4 weeks a new season starts. They release new items. They're patching this game at least once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a week. They listen to people in the Discord. They listen to feedback. The head developer now is a bit of a stain on his name after the whole pay to win fiasco, but I think they, I'm sure it's more than one, are earning people's trust back slowly. That's the Bazaar. Yeah, like you have an inventory here for like stuff you're not using. You've got daily income. You've got your money you spend here. This is your health bar. There's an experience point system. So like you earn experience every single hour you do something, but you can earn more experience through events, through fighting. Thank you. But yeah, I streamed this for like 7 hours yesterday and had an absolute blast. Tons of people asking questions and stuff. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of run through it, and please, if you're interested in sticking around, I'd love to have you check it out with me. And please, I love to teach and love to show people everything in this game especially. So ask any question you like, and I'm happy to stop and answer it. So let me know. So Darkstar, what other games are you gonna do for your channel? I've got a list, man, but it's kind of on the down low. I can tell you that. Well, let me pull up my list here. Where is my list? I can tell you how many I have planned. I've got 25 games on my list of ones I want to do for the channel. Not all of them are from my childhood, but let's just now I'm doing an active count. So 1, 2, 3. Not including like Zelda ROM hacks or randomizers. I won't include those as things from my childhood because those didn't exist then. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's multiple in that one. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, well, most of them were. 22 of them are from my childhood, so. Yeah. Thanks for doing Castlevania, by the way. So I made a point. Like I think I recorded that quite a few weeks ago, but I decided that was going to be the first one I was going to release after the Zelda 2 remake was finished. And your comment came up on one of the videos, and I just had a huge smile on my face, and I just kind of said to myself, like, well, stick around. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. And speaking of card games, I was curious about the new Pokemon deck builder thing for pre-order, and that website was pure chaos. I have dabbled in a number of those vastly popular games like that. Pokemon, I've never touched it in my whole life. Sorry, I hope I didn't disappoint you with that. But I was very excited that you asked, that you had suggested it, and that I'd already done it. But I hope I didn't disappoint you with that. That was good. Yeah, the dev team had a crazy move to slow this game development. Yeah. I get developers need to get paid, but I would just like if the quality of your experience didn't depend on how much you spent. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Okay. Yeah, the developers have been working on the Bazaar for, I think I saw a couple of videos on the Bazaar's development, and they started developing this thing like 8 years ago or something like that. They had a lot of prototypes along the way. It has come a long way, and they pretty sure they had a winner on their hands, and they definitely do. And they should absolutely get paid, and they should be paid well. But you should. I mean, no one likes pay-to-win games. No one likes pay-to-win. I mean, the people out there... Well, okay, I shouldn't say no one likes pay-to-win, but, like... I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. I'm more of a Nintendo fan, so like Metroid series, Zelda, Mario's, I would enjoy. Stay tuned. Okay. Let's... I'll take that thumbs up, Scott, as you'd like me to proceed, so... Okay. I hate the grappling hook. So yeah, everything has a cooldown. There's 4 different characters. Each character has at least 100 unique items to choose from, and there's also a pool of neutral items that everyone has access to. And yeah, I'll show you what a battle's like. And this game can be very overwhelming to people that aren't familiar with this kind of thing. And when I first picked this, I'll tell you a quick story here. So one of my favorite YouTubers I watch just about every day, he was doing Slay the Spire videos, which is kind of one of his bread and butter series. This was months and months. This was last year. And one day I was looking forward to his new Slay the Spire video coming out in the morning, and he posted a video of this. And I was actually like not mad, but disappointed, because I always love following his content on that game. But in my head, I was actually resentful enough that it wasn't Slay the Spire that I kind of boycotted this game for a while. And looking back on it is really funny, because that's not the kind of person that I am. I didn't actually boycott it, but like, I was just so mad that I was disappointed enough that he changed up his schedule when I was really enjoying it. So, but as soon as I started watching him and other people play this game, I just said I had to have it. And this normally isn't my style of game, because he also played another game called Super Auto Pets, which is an auto battler. And auto battlers up to this point have not been my jam at all. I love deck builders, creating, starting from either no cards, or starting with like really crummy cards and working your way up and making yourself a nice deck building engine. And like Magic the Gathering is a perfect example. The board game Dominion is another perfect example of that too, if you're familiar with either of those. And those have been my jam. But like making an engine or a deck, and then like not having any control over it when it goes into battle, I wanted nothing to do with those. So I was hesitant, but then I picked this up and I'm like, oh man, this just checks all the boxes in my brain, and it's just appeals to every part of my brain, and it's great. Okay. So the cannon's not a very good item, because not only does it does good damage and good burn, but it's also got a limited amount of ammo. Indicated by the little dots down here. So once it fires twice, it will not fire again unless you can reload it with something, and I don't have anything to reload it with. So it's a good like out the gate weapon, but the key to battle is that your board's set up and they just kind of go. After 30 seconds, or I think it's 30 or 32. I measured it once. I think it was more like 32 seconds. What happens is something called the sandstorm begins. Basically, you get to 32 seconds, and if a winner hasn't been decided, then the game decides it for you. What happens is the sandstorm begins, and both players start losing health at the same rate. And it's very fast. Very fast. You can gain shields in this game, and Sandstorm takes your shield off before it takes your health off. So if you can... One of a popular build with some of the characters is just spam shield on your mat and build so much shield that your goal is to get to the sandstorm and simply survive it, because you're on the assumption your opponent has not enough shield or health to survive it longer than you. Okay, I love talking about this game, as you can tell. I hate the grappling hook. I really hate it, so I don't want it here. So same with the grenade. It's a good item, but also it only has 1 ammo, so you need to find a way to reload it, or else it just fires once and you're done. I'm also trying to keep an eye on the hockey game at the same time. Darkstar, I've got a lot of Sega Genesis games on my list as well. As a kid, we went back and forth on SNES and Genesis, so there are quite a few Genesis titles on my list of games to release. And I've actually got doesn't matter. I've got a couple recorded and ready for publishing already. Okay. Prana, slow cooldown, but it does double critical damage. Silencer's good, but only if we can reload this thing. Okay, I want to show you a battle, so I'm not gonna waste your time. But so you can, once you're finished in the shop, or if a shopkeeper doesn't have items that you like, you can re-roll, and you can, check in the back. And those aren't what I'm looking for at all. Nope. All right, we're out of here. So we went up a level, so we learned a new skill. Toe Jam and Earl for the Genesis was one of my all-time favorite games as a kid. Will you ever play that one? I never owned it as a kid. Did I play it? I'm sure I played it at some point, but not extensively. Not a Sega fan, unfortunately. I hated Sonic, but I did love that Dreamcast. Dreamcast is one I never had. I had Sega Genesis and Sega CD. Honestly, I'm not going to blame you on the Sonic thing. And I'll tell you why. Sonic is supposed to be and he is a super fast character. He's a super fast hedgehog with super natural speed, especially when you get the super shoes you can get in game. But if you ever play a Sonic game and you just start running, you're kind of screwed. You have to be careful with Sonic. It kind of defeats the purpose of the character. The levels in Toe Jam and Earl were randomly generated? Are you serious? I had no idea. Yeah. I mean, they're iconic, but they're not the best. I agree. Oh, Scott, did you just make a Chaos Emerald pun? Come on. Come on. Every game was brand new. How did I not know that? That is eons ahead of its time. Wow. All right. I'll tell you what. Blind playthrough list. Toe Jam and Earl. It's on the list. Not intentionally. Aw, you should have said yes. I would have believed you. I would have believed you. Okay, so we got some new skills here, and these are actually good skills. The only Sonic games I played were the first 2, and that was at school when the teacher brought a handheld Sega system. Trying to think. I don't think Sonic does. I mean, I'm not gonna say that your opinion of the game was only influenced by the fact that you had it on a handheld, but I don't think Sonic plays well on a small screen. And I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that you should give it another try, but anyway. But you're right. Like Sonic, like the fundamental theme of Sonic is that he's fast. But if you try and go fast in the game, you die. Like a game, probably Game Gear. Yeah, I had one of those. Shining Force on the Game Gear was a hell of a real-time strategy game. Holds up today, if you ask me. Okay, so we're going to get some more damage on our weapons here. I wish I had one that wasn't just ammo-based, though. Yeah, here's a fun fact. I never actually owned a Game Boy. I come from like a single income family as a kid. My mom was basically a stay-at-home mom, so we were never poor, but we were never really well off. Therefore, we had some consoles, we had some games, but a lot of my playing as a kid was definitely influenced and supported by friends of mine who had 2 working parents and got a few more niceties come Christmas morning. Yeah, I had the Game Gear too. I think the Sonic was the only game I had for it. Yeah. What games did I have for mine? I had Columns. I had Columns, Shining Force. I think I had the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fighting game. I seem to recall really liking it too. Those are the first 3 that come to mind. Yeah, the Shining Force, or the Sword of Hajia was easily my favorite Game Gear game by far. Played that the most. We need stuff, and because our board has grown, I guess I'll just put more stuff on it. So when you go up a level in the early game, so you start with a board that's just like this. As you go up a level, your board expands. So now we can fit 6 small items, or 4 small and a medium here. I do love the Sonic Adventure games, even though I never played them myself. I love this nostalgia of them and how horrible they are. So, yeah. Like Sonic Boom and those games are just some of the worst designed games in history. And I've never touched them, and I probably never will. They're just so bad. I'm going to search for some aquatic item. I shouldn't have done that, actually. Oh, did it freeze? Did my game freeze? I hope it did, because I actually didn't want to select that. Yep, it froze. So that is a downside. This game is very popular, and we had a new patch came out yesterday, and that can happen somewhat frequently when there's new stuff tacked on, and people are swarming onto it. The servers can definitely get overloaded, and it crashes from time to time. If I paid like $60 for this game, I would be pretty peeved probably, but because I don't pay anything for it, they get a pass. I'm just typing a text message. You can check out the intro. So yeah, there are 4 characters. So mine's named Vanessa. She's like a pirate captain. There's this dude who's Mac. He's like a chemist, or an alchemist, sorry. And there's the robot Dooley. You can see skimming all over the place. And then I don't know where the 4th one comes in on the intro. I haven't watched it for a while. Not this dude. I also want to see you play some ActBlazer games in Soul Blazer. More titles that I definitely had planned to get around to in those days, but never actually got my hands on. Those are Soul Blazer. Those are platformers, are they not? And that is not that might be a future character, I think. Sorry if it's a bit loud. But she's not a playable character yet. There we go. All right. Excellent. Okay. I think I just want. So yeah. So these are the day. This is a day consists of 6 different hours, and each hour you basically get choices of what you want to do, and there's dozens and dozens of different choices you can get. So this one, you can go here and they sell aquatic-based items. Every item has a type. A type and a size, and many other keywords often go with it as well. So this is a weapon, and a tool. I don't have any aquatic items here, but there are tons of them for Vanessa. I can go here, I can upgrade a bronze item. There are 4 different levels of rarity for each item. So there's bronze, silver, gold, and diamond. And each item basically gets better as you upgrade it. And there are a couple ways to upgrade items. One of the main ways is these type of events, so you can just upgrade any bronze item you want. The more common way probably is if you get your hands on an item, or by buying it or winning it in a fight or something like that, and it's the exact same item and the exact same rarity of an item that you already have. When you acquire it, the 2 items like sandwiched or mashed together and become one version of the next rarity up. So if I found a bronze cannon somewhere and bought it, I would then gain a silver cannon. Or a silver cannon would replace this one. And each one, like the stats get better, or the cooldown goes, like the amount of time it takes for it to activate goes down, or something along those lines. And then this is you just get a random item, totally random from your item pool. I think I want to upgrade this. Maybe the silencer. I'm not really sure what to do right now. So the silencer, the weapon to the left of this has 20 damage, has plus 20 damage, and if you have exactly one weapon, it reduces its cooldown by 20%. Well, I got a board full of weapons, so that aspect of the silencer does not apply, unfortunately. So we're a little low on. Oh, okay. Now we got a fight coming. So now you get a choice of fights. There's a bronze fight, a silver fight, and a gold fight. And there's actually a website called howbazaar.gg, and you can check out every fight that exists and tells you what items they have, what their hit points are, and that kind of stuff. Every day or every hour you do something, you gain an experience point. If you win a fight, you gain more experience points. So experience points are the big blue hexagon right there. So if I fight the mosquito and I win, I get 1 experience point just for coming here, and I get an extra 2 on top of that, plus 2 gold, plus an item or a skill. You can go to the website and you can see what items and skills the mosquito has, and it's always random what you get. You'll get either one of their items or either one of their skills. So rarely do you go to an enemy where everything they have appeals to you and works in your engine. Most of the time, if you're going after an enemy, it's either for the experience or usually a couple items or skills in particular that you're looking for. The higher the ranking, the harder they are to beat, plus the more rewards you get. So obviously, bronze is easier, silver is harder, and gold is hardest. There are diamond and legendary enemies as well. they are very, very tough and come with very, very large rewards. Some of them even come with like 6 gold and 5 experience, but they're tough. The warrior, I don't know who we can beat right now. Let me have a quick little peek and see, do my research. The warrior has 400 health. With my, does he puts up some shield? Does he not? A little bit. I think we can beat him. This is going to do 120 damage plus 8 burn, 240 damage. He's got 400 health. This has to fire twice. This could be close. But, okay, we'll give it a shot, though. So you come into here, and then the battle just begins. So he has all those things, and the bars going up each item tells you how long it is until they fire. So the goal is to make his health bar go to 0 before yours does. And now he's put up a little bit of shield, which is bad, and we're about to lose. So when you lose to... These aren't players. These are built-in, like, AI, not AI, but like built-in monsters in the game. If you lose to one of them, it's bad, but you don't lose anything. You just lose out on the experience and the item. You still gain the 1 experience for trying. But losing those battles is actually usually pretty bad because now you're kind of behind a little bit experience-wise. When you go up a level, you get more HP. In the early game, your mat gets larger, and usually, and there's always a bonus that comes with leveling up, either a new skill, or you can, if you later levels, you can actually enchant some of your items with magical abilities. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to this game, and yesterday I described it pretty well. I said there's a number of games out there that are described as easy to learn and difficult to master. It's kind of a cliche a lot of people use to describe things. This is a game that is difficult to learn and very difficult to master. There are just so many moving parts, so much to consider. Just learning what everything does takes a lot of time and patience. And I never want to try and dissuade someone from trying this game because it's free and it's very colorful and it makes you think, which I like in a lot of my games, but there's a lot going on. And I don't want to dissuade people, but I also don't want to lie to them either. Sorry, just checking. Some members of my family and I we watch just about every hockey game together via text. They don't live in the same city as me. And when things happen in the hockey game, I usually have to reply to the said text. Okay, so we have some money. We lost that fight, which is really a drag. So these events, we can go buy some medium items, which are items that are all just this size. We can go to the Jungle Ruins, which I can't just remember what my options there are. I think we can either... There's options we can do there. We get, I think, either a skill or a medium item. No, that's a different one. I can't remember what this event actually does. Or we can just find some food and we gain 40 max health, which not bad. Probably want some new medium items though. The cannon is never a good long-term solution. The cutlass isn't bad, especially when I'm going to buff the crap out of it. Okay. Yeah, let's do the cutlass. Gimme. Oh, you just froze, didn't you? No, you didn't. Well, you're... it's glitching a little bit. So the cutlass, every 6 seconds it does 70 damage twice. And we want to find ways to try and up its chances to do critical damage because it does critical damage double critical damage. So what that would mean is that when it does 70 damage, if it hits for a crit, it would actually do 140, 70 plus 70. But in double crit damage, it would do 70 plus 70 plus 70 for 210. But this currently has no crit chance right now. But still a pretty decent weapon though. And there's no ammo on this one. It just keeps going and going and going. Like an Energizer Bunny. I still hate that grappling hook. But it's the only thing that fits out here right now. We're actually going to put the lighter away and bring the cannon back on board for now. So Kina sells all things that are just not weapons. This was a new event that was introduced to the huge patch that introduced a new character last month. So you can go here and you can just transform any one of your items that you have, and it will turn into another item of the same size and rarity. The added bonus to that is if you have an item that's enchanted, say, so technically speaking, this has the burned enchantment because it does physical damage and burn, but it's not enchanted because that's the physical makeup of the cannon. It does deal regular and burn damage. You can enchant an item that doesn't have burn with burn, and then it becomes enchanted. Sorry, that was the long way around. If you transform an item that's enchanted, it will keep the enchantment, which is very key knowledge. So if you have something that has burn on it, that the item itself isn't very useful, you can take a risk and transform it into something that might be more useful for you. And then Cinder, so Cinders are loot. It's funny, I've had Pokemon cards forever, but never knew how to properly play it. That is funny. I mean, yeah, I have a large board game collection, and I probably don't know how to actually play a lot of them. So the other types of items in this game, besides the character-based items and then the neutral items, are what's called loot. Loot, I'm probably going to get this. I could probably just show you. I don't think I want anything. I can't really afford much, so I'll go here. So loot are usually small items. I think maybe they're all small items. They might not be small, but they have no use themselves. Their only use is when you sell them, they buff something else that you own. So honestly, we're probably going to keep the lighter more than we're going to keep the cannon. So the Cinders, when we sell this, the leftmost burn item we have will gain a burn. I don't think we're going to keep the cannon. So we'll put the the lighter onto the mat. We'll sell this. You can sell items at any point during this game. Merchants you have to go to, but you can sell stuff at any point. So you could just sell the Cinders, and now the lighter has 3 burn. My friend introduced me to Magic the card game, but I was super afraid to learn how to play that. Magic the Gathering is a daunting task. Learning that is... I got a little bump in my hair. Learning Magic is overwhelming. There's already a huge... Like, the community behind Magic is gigantic. And probably a little toxic. I picked up Magic right when it came out in 1994. No, 93. Disregard, 93. Played it for quite a few years, and I was part of the group of people that got it banned from elementary school because kids were staying inside during recess and lunch to play card games, when the whole point of that was to get out of the school and go get some fresh air. So they banned that. I was also part of the movement back in those days that got Pogs banned from elementary schools because they were actually a form of gambling, which is totally true. All right. So we'll get into a battle with a player here. I think we want the cannon more than we want the silencer here. I think that's, well, no, we want the silencer more than the burn, the lighter. All right. So this guy, he's also level 2, like we are. He also hasn't won. So over here, these will light up with a sky blue. You know what, Scott? Good on you, because you probably saved yourself your allowance for many, many weeks. I borrowed quite a lot of, well, not borrowed, but got like advances on my allowance a lot as a kid playing Pogs. I had the entire Simpsons collection, which was all 50 of them. Kind of wish I still had it, to be honest. It's kind of a collector's item now. I forgot all about Pogs. I used to have all kinds of slammers and stuff too. Oh man, that was the. I remember that feeling so distinctly. Yeah. Pogs, Poison and 8-Ball and Skull and Crossbones and oh yeah. That was a not a fashion. That was a rage. They were the rage at my school at my school, I'm sure this wasn't uncommon, but at my school, like in the back, my elementary school, I was K to 7. There was it was pavement, just like a sidewalk, all directly along like the back gymnasium, kind of along like the K to 4 hallway, and then there was like a grassy area. You know, it was basically it was between the grass and the building, because it was just a long, rough pavement all along the side of the school. And during that rage time, like, you know, a couple of kids would be on the monkey bars and the jungle gyms and that kind of stuff. But man, during those rage days, the sidewalks were packed with kids. Not just kids playing, like freaking kids like cheering each other on and like hovering over everyone playing. And oh my God, it was insane. There was this goth type store I would go to, and they had a Pog section. Good time. Yeah. There was a store in my neighborhood called Dragon Strike. And it was like Pog and Magic were they happening at the same time? No. I think Pog was before Magic. It's like as far as the actual craze. Craze, that's the word, not rage. Craze. They were a craze. But that was the. Did you play Tech Decks? No, that's not one I got into. But yeah, Dragon Strike had all things nerdy and collectibles, and it was a great store. Only there for they were there for quite a few years, but like no more than 10, and they were gone, and then I was sad. Then they moved downtown before I was able to drive, and then yeah, that made me sad when they closed down. All right, let's fight this dude. Not me. If it wasn't digital interactive entertainment, it didn't interest me. Fair enough. Ooh, I one-shot that dude. That was fun. How did that happen? So what's cool is at the end of each fight, this was also added later in the development. Early in the game, this wasn't an option, but you can recap the whole fight. Yeah. Oh, I hit him with my grenade. That's what it was. Right. That crits pretty easily. And then you can, if you really want, you can actually replay the entire thing to see what happens. So yeah, and the recap tells you how many times it fired, how much damage it did, all that kind of stuff. Cool. We want to fight. Tech Deck was the whole Tony Hawk skateboarder craze. No, I was big into the Tony Hawk Pro Skater PS1 games, but never stepped foot on a skateboard in my life. I hate this grappling hook. I always get it. Excuse me. What other kinds of digital interactive entertainment were you into, Scott? Like, is there anything besides like console games that you were into in those days? Let's go shopping for some silver tier items. Interesting. Yeah, I still have some of my Tony Hawk games. Yeah, those those are classics. We're going for a weapons build here, so these don't really interest us too much. So we're gonna try again. Interesting. Can't afford the cannonade. So here's another one of the other tropes as well. Honestly, I grew up on Nintendo. My favorite system was 64. Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard for me to pick a particular system as my favorite. Like, I've got so many fond memories with all of them. Well, all those ones from those days. Like, I've got connections to, like, I go back to, like, in Television, which was like Atari's competition. I wouldn't believe you if you told me they were gonna make a Tony Hawk 1 and 2, right? I think they're doing pretty well too, aren't they? People seem to like them, I think. Or are they even out yet? Sorry, not up on my skateboarding games. Scott, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you were a fan of the multiplayer GoldenEye. Just about every warm-blooded male of our age was. Most people had, you know, at least had one friend somewhere that had it and would play that endlessly. God, those are good times. I don't think I want any of these either. We're not too keen on the ammo because we have no way to reload them. Heck yeah, perfect dark. Yeah, excellent. I heard they make a 3 and 4. Man, everything's just getting a remake these days. Which, I don't know. What are your guys' opinion on that? It's nice. I think a lot of the things that are getting remade are good and warranted. Like Scott, before you got here, we were talking about the Resident Evil remakes 2, 3, and 4. I think those are fantastic. And they're actually remaking, I've heard a buzz that they're remaking Code Veronica X as well, and that was one of my favorite RE titles, and if that comes to fruition, I will buy the crap out of that and play that on my channel for sure. Yeah, nostalgia is a powerful drug. I mean, look at my YouTube channel. Just digging up those old memories and feelings as a kid, when times were simpler and you had fewer worries. I don't want these. I don't really want any of those either. So, okay, we'll take a gamble here. We're gonna transform something, so we're focused on doing a build with weapons. This guy sells health and shield items, and there aren't a lot of aquatic weapons. So this is our best bet to get something useful. Oh man, the Mario RPG remake. When it came out, when did that come out? RPG remake release. November. Yeah. Oh, that was a year and a half ago? Shut the front door. I would have bet money that only came out last year. Jeez. I was about to say that I just quit my job and I couldn't justify paying for that game, but that isn't true. I wanted to get it, and I haven't played it yet, but I definitely want to. Resident Evil 2 was my favorite from that series, that and 0. Though 4 kicked my butt, and I stopped buying those games at that point, but the remakes looked awesome. Yeah, I played a little bit of 5, and I actually own 6 on the Xbox 360, but I never played it. I bought it and never touched it. But I've seen a ton of footage of Village through some of my favorite YouTubers, and that's a really good game too. saw they remaked ActRaiser 1, but it was kind of bad. That's a drag. Put all that money and money, time, and resources into a remake, and it's not very good. That's a drag. Okay, so we're gonna transform this marble scale mail into not the small, into a beach ball, which is a good item in itself if you're going for aquatic stuff. So this will haste aquatic or toy items for 2 seconds. Haste, basically, for those 2 seconds, the cooldown goes twice as fast. So very useful to get things to fire more frequently. But I don't have any aquatic or toy items, so not useful, unfortunately. But yeah, if they remake the Code Veronica X, like I've heard they're going to, I will absolutely buy the crap out of that. I almost had a Strizoke when they announced ActRaiser 1. Beach ball, very intimidating. Oh yeah, check it out, guys. What, you bringing a cannon to a gunfight? I got me a beach ball. So yeah, aquatic items are very useful for doing like a poison build and that kind of stuff. Yes, when you're bringing a cutlass and a cannon to a fight, usually a beach ball isn't going to work. It's going to do you much good. Okay, these guys. That's a tough fight, but I think we can do it. We're going to do the Hoover Bike Hooligan. Come on. Go faster, faster, faster. This is not looking good. Dang it. Oh, this is a brutal run. We've lost 2 PvE fights already. Beware Waka's Blitzball. That's no good. So we went up a level, so we get some stuff. We can either get a bronze tier weapon, bronze tier loot, and 2 gold, or a bronze tier item. We are looking for weapons, so we'll take that. Katana. Very good weapon. It does need help because it normally only does... put it into my bag. Does 5 damage, but it goes off every 2 seconds. And doesn't have any ammo. So if you can buff it up, like with my skills here, then it's very good. And that will be able to probably replace my cannon. Actually, it can absolutely replace my cannon once we find something better than the cannon. So let's go to Ayla. She sells us some weapons here. Aha! Shark Claws. Excellent item that actually got a bit of a buff in the latest patch. Sorry, a bit of a nerf in the latest patch. Whenever this goes off, all your other weapons gain 10 damage for the fight. So that can replace the cannon. And go there. And... Silencer can probably go there. So here's where you do the math now. So where does the silencer work best? The katana is going to go off 3 times in 6 seconds. This is going to go off twice in 6 seconds. So in 6 seconds, this will do 135 damage. In 6 seconds, this will do 100 damage. So we'll put it over here. And now it's going to do considerably more than that. Which means the cutlass might also now be replaceable. Let's see what else she's got. Interesting. I do like a trebuchet. So trebuchet is really fun. It's a large item. Whenever you use another weapon or you haste anything, charge this 2 seconds. And charge means, so it's a 10-second cooldown on the trebuchet. Whenever it gets charged, wherever it's at in its cooldown, it just skips 2 seconds. So if you can charge a trebuchet 5 times in succession, it just goes boom, 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 fires. So charge is really powerful if you can activate it regularly. Can we afford the trebuchet after all that talk? Yes, we can. I feel like this game was developed by math teachers who wanted to trick their students into using math. That's why it appeals to me, I guess. Numbers have always been my jam. Not sure what the developer did for a living prior to game development. Okay, kids. So your homework today is to go home and do a full weapons build with the shark claws. Anyone who gets past days or gets 7 wins or more gets an A. Okay, so we need to actually sell a lot of our junk here. We're gonna sell the cutlass. We're gonna sell the grenades, and then we're gonna sell our wonderfully useful beach ball. Barf. And unfortunately, we have to sell the lighter. I didn't want to, but we have to. But now we can afford the trebuchet. Not too shabby. So now we're flat broke and have no inventory, but we have a decent board. Okay, so this is a shop. Costs money. We have no money, and we don't want to sell anything. Skills also cost money, and we don't have anything. We can't sell anything. We'll just get a slow item. So this is basically loot. It sucks to use on its own, and it has a when you sell this, your something gains something, which I consider to be loot. The kids would absolutely do their homework. They absolutely would. Here's a fun fact for you. I actually wanted to be a teacher when I was in high school. That was what I went to college to become. So glad I did not. You couldn't pay me 200 grand a year to be a teacher in the state the world's in. There's no way. I wonder if I want the silencer on the trebuchet, actually. Yeah, tough call. Ooh, Vegas has tied the game up. Is Edmonton's goalie injured now? That would be catastrophic. All right, let's see how we do against Hugh Hughes. So you can see whenever the katana goes off, this line jumps. Got him. Yep. Probably. I mean, the katana is going to go off considerably more often. I probably will do that when we get more ways to charge it. Which means I should have the silencer next to the katana if I'm gonna take that route, right? Do both, not one. All right, let's do the math again. So this is going to charge Trebuchet 2 seconds. So at 2 seconds, this is where you break it down like big time. At 2 seconds in, it'll jump to 4 seconds. And then at... I got like the beautiful mind gif going on around my head right now. I'm willing to say this is going to work better. Don't know. Our board is going to expand before the next PvP fight, so we might be in luck here. Let's get a haste item, because the trebuchet likes haste. Interesting. Maybe not. Captain's Quarters is fun, but We have so this when this activates every 4 seconds, it hastes a vehicle for 2, charges a tool for 1, reloads an ammo for 1, and a weapon gains 20 damage. We don't have a vehicle, we don't have a tool, we don't have any ammo. That's a really cool item when you get to use it properly, but not for this build. Okay. Well, what? Should we go to Curio? If I hadn't sold my lighter, this would be a little bit more appealing. Because a lighter is a tool. So Curio basically sells loot, more or less. Some things he can use that are useful on their own, but not very many. We don't have a ton of money, though. We probably want to save that money for better items. Oops. Let's go to the docks. So down on the docks, you get three options. You can work. If you move the claw and the silencer in the future, we can put it on the board. Yeah, but I mean, if you remove the claw and the silencer, I could put the captain. Yeah, I mean, I can, but like I'm not using it to its fullest potential because I don't have a vehicle, a tool, or an ammo item. I'm not denying that the fact that it gives weapons 20 damage is good, but if I want to have another large item on the board, I want it to be as useful as possible, taking up that much space. I would probably find a way to upgrade the claws before I find a way to get the captain's quarters on the board. So yeah, so you get $2 for no matter what you do. You work for the day on the docks. You can either get a weapon. My voice is all over the place today. Either get a weapon, get a tool, or a shield item. And we're gonna get a weapon. Hand axe is something. It gives damage to all your weapons, but it itself is just really slow. Kind of junk. Flame Juggler got a whole lot harder after yesterday's patch, so we're not going to go after him. Does Blood Reef Raider have a trebuchet? I know no, I think he has the crow's nest. Yes, he has the crow's nest. And he's all about ammo, which we are not. I really don't think we can beat. So the Flame Juggler just basically puts, I think it's like 40 something burn on you, right? Well, let's look it up. 12. He puts, is that right? I thought it was more than that. 12, 30. I don't feel like that's accurate. I thought it was more than that. He puts a lot of burn on you the instant the fight starts. So unless you can beat him really fast or somehow survive the burn by healing or shielding, you're done. So we're going to go with, what does the Brawler offer? When you haste shield 10, we're not hasting right now. It's all about shield, a little bit of crit, I guess. No, we're going to go with the Blood Reef Raider just for the experience. Yeah, the trebuchet is not going off often enough. I think that the katana and silencer work better over here. But we'll do the recap and run the numbers. So yeah, so the katana activated 9 times. If it's on the left with the silencer, it's going to do an extra 360 damage. If we had taken this off, if we taken the 40 damage off of this, we would have only lost 120. So, yeah. Right now, the katana is better on the left with the silencer. Money. I do like money. Upgrade a bronze. Probably want to upgrade... Yeah, we'll upgrade the shark claws. Alright, now we need something else for our board. We'll put the hand axe out here for now. Not there, though. Upgrading the katana only gives it an extra 5 damage, so not worth it. Let's go... Yeah, we want to find a better medium item to fill over here. Interesting. We aren't hasting right now, but that'd be nice. The powder keg is appealing too. But what we really need, we're focused more on getting the trebuchet to fire more often. So we need things that provide haste or have a weapon that's a slower or a quicker cooldown. I don't think that's what we're looking for right now. That's what we're looking for. Captain's wheel, exactly what we want. So haste adjacent items for a second, and then if you have a vehicle or a large item, ching ching, this cooldown goes down to 2.5 seconds. It's exactly what we're looking for. Ching. I guess the question is now: do we want to buff the shark claws, or which 2 weapons do we want to haste? Is the question now, for the optimal damage output. I think it's like this: hasting the claws buffs the whole board faster, so I think we're good there. Okay, actually, you know what? Maybe like that now. I think now's the time, because 2 haste is going to charge this, and yeah, I think that's right. Oof. So we have no money. Well, that's not true. Yeah, okay, we'll go here. I was going to say we couldn't go here because we're broke, but we have things to sell. Oh, look, the beach ball's back. The beach ball, the weapon I hate the most in the whole game, and the fishing net, which I never buy. Joy. I think this is a huge whiff. I don't even want to spend 4 gold to re-roll these items. I think we're just out of here. Too bad. YOLO McSwagson. Now that's a name. Slowed my stuff, and he's healing himself. This does not look good. Nope. Yeah. So this only went off 5 times. So, and this went off 3. So I think this is in the right spot. I think we just went up against a rough opponent. Okay, let's go here and see what JJ is selling. Interesting. So we did have a cutlass at one point. We sold it. A cutlass's main strength is in the fact that it does double crit damage, and we have nothing to improve its crit ability or crit chances. I think this is another whiff. I got work in the morning at 3 a.m. coming. Oh my goodness. Thanks for sharing it. Maybe I'll catch on the live stream. Thanks, Scott. I'm hoping to do them much more often than I was, which was never. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and look forward to chatting with you again soon. If you don't mind asking, like, what do you do for work at 3:30 in the morning? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm actually getting a little tuckered out myself, if I'm honest with you. Ah, okay. Cool. Well, thanks again for stopping in and chatting it up. Look forward to talking to you again soon. We're in the same time zone, my friend. It's 9:30 p.m. where I'm at. I'm so incredibly delighted to hear that, and I hope you enjoy. I had the most fun doing that series of anything I've done so far. Nope, west coast of Canada. So yeah, we're on the same exact time frame. Anyway, sweet dreams. Take care. We can sell our large item for extra money here. I want to keep this, but I don't think it's going to be useful. I acknowledge the captain's wheel is a tool, but we'd have to replace... No, I don't think we're going to use it. Okay. All right, we have some money, but we don't want any of those things. Oh, look, the cannon's back. All right, so how do we improve this? The silence is only adding a little bit of damage to the trebuchet. You could easily argue that 20% crit damage, or 20% crit chance is better than the silencer. I have a feeling this isn't gonna cut it. So I'm gonna buy this. I won't sell the silencer yet, but I have a feeling it's not gonna cut it. I think we need the crit. Oh, we want the Sabertooth for sure. We want the Diamond Fang. Diamond Fang with Katana with Trebuchet? Yes, please. Dang it. Well, money's good too. Silver skills. Emos have +1 damage. No. Items have +2 crit. When you start a fight, increase this bonus by 2. I think that's what we're looking for. Start small, but we'll work our way up. We might get more money from that from a different vendor. Buys medium. Perfect. Yeah, let's go there. Oh, baby. $12, not a huge huge improvement for $12, but I think I still want to take it. Are we going to re-roll for small and large? I'm going to say no. I could see something small replacing the shark claws, maybe. Not those. Nope, not without any reload possibilities. Alrighty, let's see if this works. Sweet. All right. Let's just get the boost. I don't... Well, we do have $12. Day 6. No, my gut says the bonus. Not paying $24 for a diamond trebuchet, nor can I afford it. We do want some crit. We just don't want. Yeah, we'll go for the gumballs. I don't like it because we're probably gonna get a bunch of yellow. Dang it! Stupid yellow balls. We're gonna go with the lone shark so you can get us some better shark claws. Hopefully we can beat him though. Get him, get him, get him. Yeesh. Yes. Interesting. Okay. Let's take the money. Medium and large, buys our smalls. Yeah, I think I want to go here. I know the wanted poster is a really good idea, but that's going to cost me all my money. Excuse me, I'm getting sleepy. Probably not going to finish this run. Probably? Not sure. No. Kind of wish I could, but I'm not going to. I think I'm going to try this. I don't usually buy the Sextant, but I think I'm going to try this. And probably go like that, actually. And we'll work at the docks, get us a weapon. Hard pass. I mean, I get some funky. Oh, he's doing alchemy. It's the max skin for Dooley. Interesting. Yeah, it's no good. I'm not sure the Sextant was the right move. Curio is definitely what we want. Come on, boots. Salamander Pup is good. Cooldown is good. Let's bump that burn up by 3. Let's take the cooldown on the Trebuchet by 0.3 seconds. Sell the golf clubs. And let's do a magnifying glass and reroll. Come on, boots. Yes! Nice. That's exactly what we want. All right. Let's put this on the Trebuchet. Take those. Make sure they go on the right place. Beautiful. That gives a full extra second of haste. And we'll do a burn. And we'll do a crit. Not bad. Not too shabby. Oh, of course I spent all my money. I would have loved to get some monster skills. Well, you know what? When you haste, shield 20. The first time you fall below half health, each fight shield equal to 30% of your max health. Which just reminded me, we're low on max health. We're really low on max health. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of those, and we're gonna buy that. Day 7. I don't think we could beat Ghost Pepper. Well, I think we need to give it a shot. Probably not, but we'll give it a shot. Go, my pretties. Go faster. Faster, faster. Thank you. Excellent. Bomb squad. Ah. Well, we got the experience, which is what we wanted the most. Yeah, we're gonna upgrade. I think I want to upgrade the silver, or the captain's wheel. Probably should have gone with the shark claws. I say not probably. Maybe should have gone with the shark claws, but meh. Non-weapons, probably not interested. We don't want those. We need some health. We need it desperately. And let's get a tool. Interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. That might be better. Oh, baby, that worked way better. Hey, we got a trophy. What's in here? Right. Oh, man. We can't afford anything made of gold. We can't afford any gold items. I think we just need some chocolate bars. Just some basic ones. We don't really want any health or shield items either. We don't really want to transform. So we'll get an item. More interesting item. More interesting opportunities. Crit. Yes. Five or fewer items. Yep, that's what we want. Okay. Things are kind of coming together here. Overtime has started in Vegas. Yeah, we're gonna go after the frigate because he has stuff that we could use. Oh, I'm liking this setup now. Oh, it's firing 7 times. Beautiful. I thought we might get that. Now I'm trying to decide if... Oh. Alright, now we got a decision to make. Is this better than Katana? So this will go off 3 times in 6 seconds. Well, less than that. How much prestige do I have left? 9. Oh, I think it's worth it. I think that's worth it. And we're going to head here for the first time ever. I can enchant my leftmost burn item for 20 bucks. I can upgrade it. I can gain 3 burn. Or your leftmost burn item gains 25% crit chance. Oh, man. Upgrading the trebuchet only gives it a little bit. Let's just make sure of that. Gives 20 damage and 2 more burn. Not that great. 3 more burn. Random enchantment? I think we go for the crit. I think that's a pretty solid choice. Upgraded bronze. We don't have any. That's not true. We have 1, but we're not going to upgrade it. I guess we'll head to the weapon shop and see what we can find. I don't know what we're going to find here. No, I think our setup's pretty darn good right now. No, I don't think I should have come here. Okay, so this is a test with the rocket launcher instead of the katana. We'll see. It's more damage, which is good, but is it more frequent? Oh my god. That's bad. That's really bad. Holy crap. Obsidian, we weren't beating that with the katana anyway. Obsidian lighter. Wow. Oof. Let's give that a shot. No, shark claws are done. We're not using you anymore. Let's get some chocolate. Oh, transform something? No, I don't think so. Let's just go 8 regen then. Let's go loot. Of course, we gotta sell something. Not what we're looking for. The Blood Reef Captain, I do believe, has the trebuchet. No, he also has a crow's nest. He has a flagship. He has a captain's wheel. But the captain's wheel is kind of moot at this point. Upgrading the captain's wheel is moot because it gives 3 seconds of haste. An upgrade won't make it go off any faster, and it already triggers again before the haste even runs out. So I don't need it to do 4 seconds of haste. So the Guardian, all I have is weapons, so that's not what I'm interested in. Well, I got 2 non-weapons. Guess we're going after the Enclave Revenant, which is all about poison, unfortunately. but it's the experience points that matter. The Shadow Cloak could go pretty hard. Yeah. You're out of here. You're out of here. So at level 10, we'll get a free enchantment on an item of ours. I don't think we can't buy the rocket launcher as Vanessa. We have to find it. Let's just buff the trebuchet, I guess. Okay. We pretty much want this. Let's get some experience in. Oh, dang. What just happened in Vegas? Something's going down. Looks like a boarding penalty. Oof. Oh, man. Cross-checked him in the face. That is savage. Oh. They want a major penalty for that, and I don't really blame them. We're gonna... I don't know. Oh, I think they got it. Game misconduct. Do we want a healing? I think we probably do, actually. Maybe on the trebuchet. All right, let's see how this goes. Ooh, he's got a little obsidian. Oh my lord. Well, I'm dead. Obsidian arbalist. Oh, we held that in. Well, we got a free enchantment now. Or we can make our silvers into golds. For anyone watching, I'm not an Oilers fan. I'm just a Canadian hockey fan. Yeah. That was a nasty, nasty cross check to the face. Uh-oh. Haste. Oh, man. Yep. We'll give this haste. That's going to trigger the trebuchet even more. Did I keep my katana? I can't remember. I might have actually wanted to just put it on that. I did. Shoot. I should have put it on my katana. That wasn't smart. Don't want any of those. Nice seeing you, Dark Ninja. Thanks for stopping by. Take care of yourself. And thanks very much for checking them out. I really do appreciate it. Do I get the puffer? We're hasting out the yin yang. Everything is hasting now. Do we get the puffer fish now? Oh! Scramble in front of the net. We're doing a lot of hasting. Sure. Let's get some skills. When you freeze, no. When you oh, I can't afford that anyway. What have I got? 6, 12, $26 for an extra 5 damage? No thanks. How much is it? How much did I say I had? 20. 816. Oh, I had $30. My bad. My bad. Okay, let's try this. When you first use a large item each fight, haste 3 items. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I need $20 for that. I need 12, which is going to be everything. First time trebuchet fires, it charges itself 6 seconds. Basically, it gets used twice in a row. Yep. I hope we can get this guy. Well, we got him. It was actually closer than I thought it would be. 480 poison. That's pretty good. No thanks. Poison skills, free skills. I think we just want the Vanessa. Force 4 times you use a weapon each fight. Charge 1 item 1 second. No. First time you crit, freeze an item for 4 seconds. That's probably more applicable right now. Oh, Edmonton, you got to score on this power play, guys. Man. Let's get gumballs. Ah, too many yellows. Let's get some more HP. Yeah, this run could be done. He is scaling. Not too fast, though. I think we're okay. Well, we're not transforming. I don't really want to poison at him, so I guess we'll check out somebody else. Oops. Did not mean to spend that money. I don't want any of this business. Let's fight something. Yeah, sure. Break my stuff. This would have been good a little while ago, but I think we're set right now. So close. Sure, we'll take cinders. Yeah, we'll put them on the trebuchet. Oh, Colossus makes me nervous. Yeah, the Trash Titan has an item we want, or a skill we want. Oh, little glitch there. Come on, skill. That's not what I wanted. Well, we got something to transform if it ever comes up again. I just want some chocolate bars, I think. Survivability is now the name of the game. We only got we're on 5 wins on day 11. That's not good. And let's go here for S and gigs. When you use a potion, does not happen. Let's take a free experience point. That's quite a spread. Okay. Interesting. We want to see her dead before that depth charge goes off. Like that. No, we're good. Guys, put the puck in the net. Don't think we need much more. We don't need longer hastes. What does the rocket launcher do at next levels? It goes up by 4 damage and 1 burn. Not interested. What does the pufferfish do? Poison goes up by 10. Yes, we do that. I think our best bet is just more health, if I'm honest with you. Oh, sure. Let's have some fun. That one's the... Oh, that's shiny, too. Okay, yeah, let's definitely transform that. Okay. We definitely want that we can district again. Come on. Oh, man. It's not at all what I want. Burn skills. Sure. First time you slow. No. First time you fall below half health, your burn items get your cooldowns reduced by 50%. That's probably best. If we get in trouble, Trebuchet just starts going off infinitely. We're never going to be able to afford a skill. Or any of those. Oh, dang, he hit hard. Slow enchantment. Okay. Dive weights. Slow one item for 2 seconds. Captain's wheel. When you use an adjacent item, slow one item for 1 second. That's not bad. Oh my god, they just won.
Played them hard, but it takes one play. There's multiple on this one. It's Bouchard first back in the zone that wins the battle with
Oh man. Wild. Okay. Or a pufferfish. Slow one item for 2 seconds. I think we'll go Captain's Wheel, actually. All right, let's see how this goes. Ooh, shipwreck's bad. A shielded shipwreck too. Oh my god. Yeah, I've got a lot of poison on me already. How did I win that? Wow, this build's better than I thought it was. Hee hee. Crazy. Hmm. I think this is a pretty slick build we got going on here. Okay. Well, let's try this again. Maybe we'll get something really maybe we'll get the I don't even know what we would want. That's very interesting. I cannot replace anything though. Definitely still want your ability. So I'll fight you again. Alright, maybe I'll fight you again tomorrow. Oh, baby. That's 100% crit right there. Excellent. I'll take that. Look at all those diamonds. Nope. And nope. Sure. That guy's never getting on the board. Let's be honest with ourselves. 5 seconds of freeze. That could make or break it. Will we get to fight the district again? More depth chart. Ooh, he's got all kinds of burn going on. Ooh, that's kind of... Woof! Man, putting heal on my trebuchet is the best thing I ever did. Wow, crazy. Gonna watch my health here. 258. That's amazing. Trebuchet went off 17 times. Excellent. Let's get the shield. Because why not? Let's get the boost. I think just gold tier skills is where we're at now. First time you slow, freeze, weapons have +8. Your large items have +25%. We don't need those. Max health. When you use them, no, not getting that. No. For sure. 1,000 extra health. Yes, please. I don't think we do well against the Frost Street champion. I don't like it, but we don't want to miss out on the experience. Yeah, not interested. All right, let's go to Curio. The slow actually comes in handy here. Oh, we have a slowing item. Shoot, I was totally omitting those those skills with the slow about. We have a slowing item. I totally forgot. Now it's doing an item for 3 seconds. I think I actually want to do the cooldown on the the rocket launchers. And we'll do some poison. And call it a day there. Not bad. Not going to be able to afford a skill upgrade or anything of value there. Take the regen. By no means do I think am I convinced that we're going to coast to a 10 win here, but we've beaten the last 2 ones and they were pretty well done. That's a lifesteal Langjian. That looks pretty nasty. Hopefully can we freeze that? No, we cannot. But we can, wow. Survive the first hit and then finish her off. Yeah, she did 77. Wow, that skill that gave us 1,000 health saved our entire game. All right, we get health. It's ridiculously obvious to us how important it is. Diamond catfish, not even close. Yeah, let's get some burn skills going on. First time you burn each fight, freeze an item. The first time you use an item each fight, haste a burn. I think the freeze is going to be most important. I never got the Trash Titan skill, so I want it. Dang it. When you sell this, transform your leftmost small item. Interesting. It's more than surviving. It's thriving, as odd as it may sound. But, like, I've got haste on the rocket launcher. I got slow on my captain's wheel. The restorative trebuchet is what really saved my bacon a couple of times. Oh my god! And I totally just pwned myself. Oh no, I can't believe I just did that. Not paying attention. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. That's sad. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I know. That's really unfortunate. Yeah. I read the item and everything. Blanking. I'll blame it on the fact that I'm kind of tired. Well, maybe I can buy a diamond one back. Nope. Dive weights? Ah, crap. Oh, that's really too bad. I'm annoyed, but it's kind of funny. Sometimes you gotta learn lessons the hard way. I expect to get stomped here. Was it day 15? Yeah. Without those dive weights, I'm done. Oh my god. Yeah. The dive weights were triggering my trebuchet. Oh my god, I can't believe I sold or transformed to such a pivotal. No way. It's just, oh my god! Never say never. Unbelievable. I had my trebuchet going off like 20 times in a fight. I transform one thing and it cuts it in half. I did not deserve to win that fight. Fully acknowledge that it does not deserve to win that fight. Crazy. Yeah. All right. That gets a screenshot. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Hilarious. Trebuchet rocket launcher build. Crazy. Alright, that's going to be it for me for the evening. I expect to do more tomorrow, so if anyone's watching and listening, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing, and I look forward to seeing you next time. As always, be kind, be strong, and be awesome.